Hello everybody, welcome back to Steve's Gear. I thought we'd do a quick unboxing and maybe a little overview of a new light that I picked up. So this one is the Thrunite Archer Pro. Let's just take a look at the box here. Now this one I picked up in the neutral white. So it's available in cool white and neutral white. So I went ahead and picked up the neutral white. This one is on sale right now through Amazon. So you can get this one on Amazon right now for $29.99. According to the Amazon, it's normally $49.99. So 40% off. So we'll kind of open it up and take a peek here. I don't have any Thrunite lights, so this is my first one. So we'll just kind of take a peek here. Kind of just briefly looking on the Amazon reviews, it looks like it's a decent light. So we'll kind of see what's on there. Alright, so it looks like in the package you get a little bit of silica gel. Looks like we get a USB-A to USB-C cord. And then we get some kind of like a little pamphlet here that has some of the features and instructions on it. A couple different languages. So kind of set that aside for now. And then we get the light. It's kind of a smaller style light. Not bad looking. I imagined it would be a little bit smaller. It's from the picture. About the same size as I thought it would be. So it looks like we have kind of one of the dual style pocket clips. Pretty tight clip. Looks like the clip is movable. You can slide it around if you want to. This one has a tail cap switch. We'll kind of give you a look in there in the LED. Kind of let you look at the light. Feels pretty good. It's just that anodized aluminum. This one features the XP-L2 LED. Kind of has that orange peel kind of reflector inside. So this one obviously won't tail stand. Obviously sets up fine on that end. We'll take a look at the battery. I'm not sure which battery this comes with. Actually, that's not the battery. That is the charging port. So maybe you can't access the battery in this one. Huh? Maybe the battery is not accessible in this one. I don't see any other way to open it up. No, we'll take a look here in a second. But yeah, it's got that USB-C style charger. A little bit reminiscent of that the Phoenix light that I did a review on a little bit earlier. Looks like it has an LED. So I'm assuming that illuminates when you plug it in. Looks like there is a gasket there for some water protection. But yeah, I don't think you can access the battery. I think that's the only spot that it looks like it opens. Alright. So, must be built in. Oh yeah. I was kind of briefly looking at here in the instructions. Yeah, it does say it's built in. So, looks like we can't access the battery, so I'm assuming it works right out of the box. Which looks like it does. No little protection on it during shipping. Yeah, it's got a little bit of grip here for it. Not a ton, but a little bit of lines cut into it for some grip. Yeah, let's take a look at that tail lamp. So looks like we're in we have moonlight mode. And this one has a ramp style, if I remember correctly, as far as how it powers up. Yeah, so if you hold your finger on the switch, it'll go all the way down to low mode. Hold it down again, and it'll slowly ramp up all the way up, and then it'll flash when it reaches the top. So, and then if you hold the button down when it's off, that's how you access the moonlight. Looks like a double press will give you the turbo mode. Alright. So is it a possible strobe warning? 3 presses gives you strobe. So it looks like for that moonlight mode, they call it firefly mode, 0.41 lumens. That's what that comes in at. It'll run supposedly 15 days off of that. And then if you go all the way down to the lowest mode, that's not firefly mode, it's 13 lumens. It's supposed to have a 37 hour runtime. And then if you let that run all the way to the high mode, it looks like high mode is rated at 478 lumens. And it's supposed to run for 1 minute, and then it will kick down to 208 lumens for 150 minutes. Then if you trigger it into turbo mode, you get 1022 lumens for 1.5 minutes, and then it will drop down to the 478 for 145 minutes. So, pretty powerful little light for the size. Even just running on high at 478 lumens, that's pretty good. I like the fact that you can select a brightness by just holding your finger down on the button, and it will flash when it alerts you that it's high. And then you can kind of just pick somewhere in the middle if you want. I kind of like that. All the way down so it gets to be the low. And then you can use the low mode. 1 click to turn it off, and then if you hold it down, it'll access that firefly mode, which you can hardly even see. And then once it's on, the firefly mode, you can actually hold it down and trigger a lockout mode. So you push the button and it just blinks. So it's kind of nice that it has a lockout mode. And then once you turn lockout mode off, it automatically starts in that firefly mode. So, and it remembers what you were at previously. So if you ramp it up a little bit, turn it off, it'll start right back where we set it in that kind of that ramp up. That's kind of nice. And then if you want to change it again, it'll go back down, hit the bottom, and then it'll go back up. So I like the fact that you can kind of select where you want to select as far as when you're ramping it up. And if you turn it off, go do something, come back, it's going to be in that same mode. So that's kind of nice. The button on the top it's good. It feels a little bit mushy. Not a whole lot of click. But it's easy to access. It's not rubberized or anything. It feels kind of like just plastic kind of. Yeah, it might be aluminum. Might be the same material as the casing. But we'll do a quick size comparison with a couple lights that I just kind of have laying here that I thought were about the same size. So we'll compare it to that Phoenix light that I reviewed recently. Pretty close to the same length as the Phoenix one. It's a little bit slimmer. And then we'll compare it to the Olight i5R. So pretty close to the same length as the i5R. The i5R is a little bit smaller in diameter. So yeah, pretty close around the size of the i5R and that Phoenix PD25R. You know, slimmer than the Phoenix, but a little bit bigger than the i5R as far as depth goes. So yeah, get those out of the way. So yeah, just in case I didn't make sense, I was kind of learning as I go. So obviously we have it in, we just turned it on and remember where we were on last time. If we hold the button down, it'll go all the way down to the lowest setting, flash when it reaches the bottom, and then if we push it again, it'll flash indicating it's the lowest and work its way back up all the way to high, then it'll flash when it reaches the high. And then you can double tap for the turbo, and then you can triple tap for the strobe. And then if you push and hold, you will trigger that moonlight, which you can barely see. They call it Firefly. I keep calling it moonlight, but they call it Firefly light. And then once you're on the Firefly light, you actually can just continue to hold down and it will put it into lockout mode. So pretty cool. So if you're worried about when you're in lockout mode, it just blinks when you hit the button. And then you just hold it down to get out of lockout mode. So yeah, not a bad little light. I thought about getting this one just to kind of, you know, put it in a pouch maybe. I mean, I was a pretty functional light for the, you know, the amount of light it throws off. I do feel it get a little bit warm up here just from that little brief time we had it on turbo. So I'm sure it's got some, looks like it's got some thermal protection, and it will, you know, obviously dim itself based on how warm it gets. This one's rated for IPX8, so kind of just the standard water protection. We'll see if there's any other kind of relevant specs here. It looks like the beam can project up to 439 feet. It weighs in at 2.29 ounces and 3.7 inches in length. Yeah, that's pretty much the main features is listed and kind of over the general specs. You know, once again, it's got that 2-position clip on it, so you can clip it on a hat or on your shirt, in your pocket. Looks like it'd be fairly deep carry if you were to put it on there. And then we can charge it up relatively easy. It's not double threads on this one like it is on the Phoenix, but still pretty easy to open up. So we just charge it up and then screw it back down. Make sure it's pretty tight for the seal, and you have that little LED there to indicate. I believe it's red for charging, and I believe it's blue for fully charged on the Thrunites. But yeah, not a bad little light for 29 bucks. I don't know how long they're going to be for sale on Amazon. It's the same price for the neutral white and the cool white. I don't have a lot of lights in neutral white, so that's why I decided to pick it up in the neutral white. A lot of the ones I have are cool white, but I am kind of appreciating the neutral white for the few lights that I do have that are neutral white. So yeah, if you got any questions, feel free to write them in the comments. If you have any other lights by Thrunite, if you have a favorite, also feel free to leave it in the comments. I'd be interested to hear. Like I said, this is the only one I have. They did have a pretty good selection of Thrunites for sale on Amazon right now, so I'll throw a link up for this one in the description. But it might be worth going and taking a peek. They might have maybe a different model you'd rather have that's on sale. Yeah, I hope everybody has a good day. Talk to you guys later.